Hey guys. Oh my goodness. I think it's 4:30 on the dot and I think we're ready. Um all right. I can't believe this is working. I think we might have figured it out, or I might finally have my act together in terms of getting the right camera going at the right time. Okay, so I'm going to give you guys just a minute or so while I finish organizing a few things. Um all right. Let's see. Got some things to share. But let's go ahead and get started because it's a glorious day out there. Who's been outside? I hope you're outside now. I hope you watch this later. All right, so we're going to talk about Christmas cards. Um, yeah, who makes? Hey, Michelle, how are you? Oh my goodness, who makes Christmas cards? Not me. I'm so sorry. This actually might be my first clickbait video for you because if you know me in real life, you know not only do I not make my own Christmas cards, most years I forget to send them out, or I just get too busy, or I have a phobia going to the mailbox. I have no idea what my problem is. But, anyways, I'm going to show you what I do for our annual Christmas card and how I kind of keep those in a memory keeper situation. I have not touched this in a while. I did go through this about 2 days ago and kind of add a few things that, but anyways, what you can see, this is like a short, like it's a 6.5 by 6.5 pre-made Hallmark album. All right, there's nothing fancy about it. And this is what I think my mom gave it to me years ago, and what we started when we started our family. So let's see if we can make this not quite so glary. All right. So we started this in 2005 when my daughter was born. So, before that, nothing really mattered. It was just my husband and I. I'm sure we sent out Christmas cards. I have no idea what they looked like or what they did. So what I decided to do is, you could scrapbook pages and pages and pages for Christmas. So what I did for this album is this album will always have a Santa picture and then our Christmas card. Now this one, it's a very tiny album. My advice to you is if you're starting this out, get a bigger album. Don't go 6x6. 6x8, like this actually would be a perfect size. This is that new Everyday Life album from Close to My Heart. It's like $15. It comes in red. I actually have a red one, black, mint, and navy, I think. That would be the perfect size for this sort of project. But, let's go back 15 years. This is what we had. So this was from 2005. Again, 2006. And it doesn't look like we have our exact Christmas card in here, but I think that year we just sent out a picture of Maddie in like a generic Christmas card. This was her at daycare. She was terrified of Santa. She actually they had a story time, and she sat at his feet and she was stroking like the fur. He had this kind of fur. And then as soon as it came time to take that picture, and of course we all have this picture, don't we? The child that's terrified. So this is kind of how we went through. Again, this was like a photo card. I usually do my photo cards from Costco. Just trimmed it down as best I could and put it in here. So we have our Santa and we have our Christmas card. And at some point I'll go back and I'll stamp in the dates. But for now I just kind of put those in. This was one that I actually did just finish the other day. There was a snowman and something else down here. So I just pried those. This is pre-made, so I just pried that guy up and I stuck him up here, and I think I took the snowman and put him on another one. So, this is as we're getting through the years. Just a few more examples. This one's still not finished, but guess what I found this morning? When I was going through those baby books, I found all the other pictures that go with this. We have some outtakes from our photo shoot where this photo, it's hard to see. This photo, by the way, is not real. So, Allison, who had her photo taken every month for, the first 10 months of her life, decided when I went to a real photographer, not your JCPenney's or your Sears, $4.99 special, I forked out a lot of money and went to a real photographer. And these two behaved beautifully. This one would not sit for all the tea in China, and I nursed her and everything. And so she got a good photo of these two, and then she photoshopped Allie into the picture. So, and someplace I have the outtakes for that. So I did find them this morning, so I'm going to add those in hopefully maybe tonight. I might actually be working on what we're talking about. So, and then again, this was a Costco photo. I kind of had to chop it down. This Happy Holidays was technically down here. I stuck it in. Again, start with something a little bigger than a 6x6 and you'll be okay. And here's, this was the card from this year. So I have to figure out how to put this in. It really can't be trimmed down. So I might try a flip flap is actually what I'm thinking, or, it might just have to live in the box. Or maybe what I could do is, the advice that I gave you guys this morning, maybe I'll take it over to Kinko's and have them color photocopy it, and then I can shrink it down. I think that'll be the ticket. But again, we've got our Santa picture, and then this was our actual Christmas card, and then just, a photo by the tree. This one I'm definitely putting on a flip flap because I love this. And if you don't know what a flip flap is, I think we'll talk about them next week, but they're a close to my heart thing, and it's essentially like a clear photo sleeve that you can adhere to this so that we'll be able to flip it over, because I love the back photo just as much as I love the front photo. So this was a great card. I think it might be one of my favorite cards that I've ever sent out, and my sister was the photographer on this, and then I had them printed at Shutterfly. So that was 2012. 2013, who knows? Got to go dig that one up. And then we start getting into, again, I'll probably have to shrink this one down. This was another photo that I just love my sister took. And, we got to get the backside. So this was our card that year. So I got to go track down that Santa photo, track down this. Actually, I think this might be one of the years that we have like professional mall photos. All right. So, and then of course we run out. Now, I saw this exact same album at a Goodwill and I almost bought it. It was unused, but knowing that it's such a poor size. This was an album that I actually won from a Creative Memories consultant. I had placed an order with her through a party. And so this is what I'll be moving on to. And again, I'm cheating. It's pre-made, but it is bigger. But again, maybe I'll switch over to that 6x8 size because it's you got to go with what fits the cards. And unfortunately, it's not these. And, organizing and getting that stuff all together is still a challenge for me. Here's my box of cards. Do you think I mailed these suckers? Oh, this is ones that we got. But here's mine down here at the bottom. Do you think I actually got them into the mail? Yep, nope. I had them stamped. They're in the things, but these were business ones that I did. And then, I've wasted the stamps. Look at these great. So I think maybe next year or the year after, I might just mail everybody, 3 cards in a row. So, yeah, that was our card this year. I think with Facebook, it's just so hard. You just kind of assume that you sent it out there and into the world, and you didn't. So, all right, but let's actually look at some beautiful cards. I have been known to make a card once or twice in terms of like a card exchange. So I'm just going to run you through some of these because they talk a little bit about some of those techniques we talked about yesterday. This was the one that I did design. This is a close to my heart stamp that a girlfriend of mine gave me a stamp set a couple years ago. And so this was actually done at a Stampin' Up! Card exchange, but I was not a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator at the time. So this was an embossing folder. So we've got the texture, we've got the cut of the circle. I did the coloring in. This was done with markers actually. And then this is where everybody at that crop started to really hate me, which was these little teeny tiny bells to tie onto that twine. Let me see if I can get that up close. Yeah, they hated me. Everybody was not happy with how long that took. But this was one card that I did make a lot of these, and I did hand them out to some friends as packs of things like that for Christmas that year. Black and white and gold. I mean, you don't need Christmas colors, people. This is, this actually looks pretty simple. I bet you this we went together pretty quick. This was from an exchange. This one is also from an exchange. I don't make cards. In fact, if there was ever a place that I could buy stamps, Christmas ones would be it. So I thought this one was so cute. Again, you got that texture, you've got this embellishment, this gemstones, super cute. Another super simple, but with this layer of gold. Wow, look at that shimmer. It brings so much to this card. So look, I bet you this might have come from that same stamp set. Look at that. I'd have to go back and pull it out to look, but this was another one. Look how simple. So she stamped all over the back a sheet of, designer paper here or printed paper. Now look, remember I said if you go back to that list and you look at what I say for texture, this is puff paint, okay? And as soon as I had gotten this card, I think I just got this list last November, I went straight to my local scrapbook store and found this. It's a white thing of puff paint. So you just dab it on and let it dry. But it adds such dimension, and you can put it wherever you want to then. I thought that was such a great idea. I went right out and bought the product to do that. Another embossing, but this is with a folder, so you're using the whole thing. But cute snowman. Look, another, I bet you these are from the same set. So again, just that little strip of paper. It doesn't have to be a whole lot. And again, that gold, look at that gold. And then the little gemstone for the top. And such a simple stamp. Now this is a stamp and a punch. If I was going to mass produce Christmas cards like my great friend Carrie Straka does every year, I would do a stamp and a punch. If you don't have a die cutting machine, something simple. You can stamp a bunch and sit and punch them while you're watching TV. This is pretty elaborate, but look at the simple colors and look at that embossed texture there and embossed vellum. And then this is undimensional, so it looks 3D, but just beautiful. Got coffee lovers. This was a very popular set. Look at how you just kind of use that little designer paper, twine. Anytime you can get more layers of little things on there, it just makes it look so nice. And then here's one with just silver. Look at this. Look at this. Beautiful, beautiful. If you have to be careful cutting foil paper though, people, you have to make sure you're using if you're using a die cut machine, that your top plate does not have any cut marks in it, because that will transfer to this beautiful paper that you spent a lot of money on. And then this has the nice silver embossing, which we're going to do heat and cool embossing tomorrow or the day after. So if you don't know about this, it will add an extra layer to any of your projects. Again, just that little silver, and then this is 3D, and then this is like thin cuts in layers. There's several layers there. Again, that pop of gold, you don't need much. And again, stamp, punch, easy, easy. Look at this one. This has like that corrugated craft. So pretty, delicate. The ribbon texture, so pretty. And then this one too, look at this plaid. I just ordered a plaid stamp that hopefully will do something similar to this. So that's coming in an unboxing. Hopefully you guys will get to see this week. But I just love the simple mistletoe. And then this too, stamp and a punch. You don't even need a die cut. And here's another black and white, very similar, very simple, but that sparkle in the ribbon just gives it that little bit of dimension and sparkle that you need. Here is, let's see, this one. Oh, so this is a gift card holder here. So again, some of these are very elaborate, but your gift card can slide through there. And then this is meant to, this is fixed. It does not open, but you're meant to just kind of tuck it under. And look at that. They just let the paper do, one simple stamp and use your coordinating designer paper to make that bold graphic image. I know I bought some of these specifically after I made this card because I thought it was such a great use of these little wooden aspects. And then this was, I don't remember the technique. I think we stamped it and then we rubbed over it. But again, the sparkle on the ribbon, the sparkle on this, tiny gemstone right in the center. This one was, this was a art brush stamp set that we did in a pattern to make a snowman. Just so simple, just your simple shapes combined into a snowman. And then this one, again, if you look subtly, you'll see the embossing and then just these punched out of that nice sparkly paper. I think this is actually probably supposed to be down here. It's come apart, it's in storage. And then again, that similar embossing folder with a couple of really nice pine needles. I have a really great die set that I have now from Stamps of Life that has something similar. So those are some examples of cards. Again, I have such admiration for those of you who make your Christmas cards and send them out. Maybe at some point in my life I will get there. I'm not there yet. I was trying to look last year. So this was from the Close to My Heart November, December catalog, and I did just go online to check. This stamp set is no longer available. Maybe they'll bring it back, with a surplus or something like that. But I put these on little candy bars last year. I was trying to find, here's an example. And this did come with, this was a card kit. So you got all of the paper. I'll show you in a second. But I just thought this was so cute. And I just took little chocolate bars. Let's see, if I can find one where he's got his little sign. If I've got any that are finished. I will admit we just ate one of the candy bars the other day because we were trying to get rid of snacks in the pantry. So this is what he's supposed to look like. And this set came with some really great little sayings. For my kids' teachers, we just wrote their names in there, but it had some different sayings like "You've made the nice list" and "Special delivery," and "You're like nobody else." I could not resist. So again, I don't own a lot of Christmas stuff. I had to own this, and I love it. I think it's very versatile. You could use it for little tags and things like that. But so that was in this last catalog. Oh, here's the workshop. So this is how it came. It made 16 cards. This is how the directions came with it. So we got the stamp set, the thinlits, and I got a couple of sheets of paper. This is what the workshops look like if you've never seen one. So it shows you, this is the front side of the paper. These are all of the cuts that you're going to make. Again, that zip strip we talked about the other day, that nice accent. Right there, it shows you where you need to cut that. It shows you on this side of paper, these are your cuts. These are the stamps. You're going to have to stamp in these accents here. And then all the way down to here, it shows you how many little elves you need to cut and stamp there. So this was a great, I actually used these cards for my last exchange. So these were, again, when you make cards for an exchange, check with the rules, obviously, but mine didn't all have to be the same. So I think there were 20 people that we exchanged with. This kit made 16, and I, made another 4 of one of the designs. But it gives you the step-by-step instructions on where to color and how to do that. So I really did like this kit. It is no longer available. This was, again, the older catalog. So this is older, but just to kind of give you an idea, I do have this kit still, and maybe next year I will get around to making an advent calendar. It didn't happen this year. I don't think any of you are surprised. But this was a great kit that came with this stamp set, and it came with these little framelits to cut these shapes out, and it actually was an album kit that maybe I'll get around to making. But anyways, I just kind of wanted to show you what some of the examples are available to you. Again, I am more of a photo card person, but I did want to show you how I do keep those, in an album. It is something that I hope, my kids will enjoy when we get, when they move on. And it is something, how hard is it to do 2 pages a year? Apparently hard, because I'm very behind. But anyways, I hope this gives you guys some ideas and some inspiration. It is only April. Maybe if we start now, we'll get some cards done by Christmas. Anyways, thanks for joining me, and I'll see you guys later.